Hey, what's up YouTube? We're back with another TL. This time we have an 07 TL, a nice black with the red seats, and this one has navigation. Gonna walk you guys through how to install an aftermarket radio in here if your TL has navigation, how to keep your steering wheel controls. And here we have a cracked navigation screen. We're gonna be repairing this. This flashes on and off sometimes, so we're going to be repairing this as well. We're just going to be swapping these out. This, as long as the LCD didn't crack and it's just a touchscreen, that should be an easy fix. And then we're putting a ATOTO unit, whatever you want to call it, up in here. All right, guys, so this is everything that's going into this car. Like I said, we are doing an ATOTO, whatever you want to call it, A6 Pro. This is going to have everything that anyone could really want. You have navigation, hands-free, radio. You get access to this Play Store, but only apps that are available for tablet. If it's a phone-only app, it will not work. With an adapter, you can get Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. It has a quick charge, and then I'm guessing these just mean like Bluetooth audio. I'm not sure what those icons stand for. And here you go. This is the actual model if you're thinking about getting this. I recommend to get the Pro because it has 2 GB of RAM and 32 GB of storage. If you go with the standard, it only has 1 GB of RAM, and that's not going to be enough to run all the apps you want, especially on an Android unit. Then we have the kit that we sell, our DIY kit. So you have your 40-pin plug with your subwoofer, navigation, retention, resistor, and then your amp turn on. Then you have your antenna adapter along with your power antenna line, and then you have your standard 20-pin plug with the RCAs because this car has an amp. And then we also have our steering wheel control positive wire in here. Then, like I said, we're going to be replacing the top sub display. Sometimes it cuts in and out. And then we have the screen because this one's cracked. You can buy replacement screens of these online, not this exact model because there's really no model number on it, but if you measure this, I'll put the measurements in the description and hopefully a link if I can find one. You'll find something very similar that will fit and work, because at the end of the day these are just 4-pin will that focus? Yeah, 4-pin resistive touch screens. So it's nothing fancy or special. They're just a certain size, and then the actual interface to connect something is in the middle, and that's really all you need to match, and it'll work. And then of course you need your Metra dash kit to fit the radio. All right, guys, I'm gonna wire all this up, get it together. I'm gonna film with the GoPro so you can see it, and then I'll touch on some crucial steps with this camera. All right, guys, so here's we're doing a little unboxing of the ATOTO A6 Pro, sorry. Just know that we opened this box before, so not everything's going to be exactly where it's supposed to be, but it's going to be here. Not even sure what this is. I'm guessing some kind of GPS antenna. It looks like that's usually a GPS connection, and I guess just a long antenna. Then we have your USB, then your Bluetooth mic, your standard pinned harness for, you know, power and all the speakers and stuff, and this might be your antenna, so I'm not sure. Maybe one of these. This one's probably for cell reception because these radios take a SIM card and will work as like a tablet would with a data plan, so maybe that's what this is for. And then this looks like your standard GPS antenna. We'll find out. Then you have kind of like a trim plate, a screen protector for the screen. That's nice of them. You know, your regular books and stuff so you can read and learn. Then, you know, you have your mounting brackets and stuff. Standard stuff. Let's see if we can get a look at the actual unit. And that's it right there, guys. So you can see we have buttons along the bottom. And then your microphone and SD card, aux input, USB input right here. Look at that screen, so nice. Here's a breakdown of everything, so you know what plugs into what, and then what plugs into what on the back, and the RCAs and stuff. And then let me show you the back. So here we have a 15 amp fuse, the power interface, and then your RCAs, your backup camera input, your subwoofer output, your video output and inputs. Wi-Fi. Yep, so one of those antennas was for Wi-Fi, and then the other one's for GPS. And then you have your radio antenna input, and then your USB A and USB inputs as well. Alright guys, so I'm gonna wire this up. I'll show you what wires go with what in the GoPro, and then I'll do a little talk over later on so you can understand. Alright guys, so we're going to be removing these speaker wires. We don't need them. You could see they're on this right hand side of the harness for you. And to unpin these, all you have to do is stick a pin tool into the sides, like so. And you just force a little, you just put a little pressure, force it down, and that'll release one of the tabs at the side, which will allow it to come out. So here I'm going to unpin another one, and I'm just going to do all of them quick, just get all of them out. If you don't have an unpin tool, which most likely you won't, at the ends of these, and just tape them all up. But since, you know, I have the tool and I want to make this nice and clean, I take them out. And then this harness has an amp turn on and a power antenna, so you want to make sure that you hook up your amp turn on to the 40 pin connector with the amp turn on, and then you want to hook up your antenna to the antenna turn on that 1 or 2 pin connector. Most radios only come with one blue wire or one blue white wire that you have to hook everything up to for the TL. The ATOTO has an amp turn on and an antenna turn on, so just be aware of that. Also, it has a couple wires here that you're not or may not use, so you have backup camera wire, trigger, a parking brake wire that you don't need to hook up, and then everything else is color matching. You have your standard red, your standard yellow, black, orange, and that really should be it, except for that steering wheel. Alright guys, something that's important to know is that this has a 3.5 steering wheel control interface. You won't use this. This is not for another vehicle application. On the TLs, they have a resistive steering wheel control buttons, so you don't need to use this. What you do need is to hook up your key, which is this wire right here. Let me point at that with my finger so you see. So this red wire right here that I'm under, that's the steering wheel control positive, and that you need to hook up to steering wheel key positive. There's two. I have capped them off, but there's two. Just know you could choose either one; it'll work. Your power antenna is for your power antenna. I don't know how else to explain that. And then your amp turn on is for your amp turn on. So if you bought a kit from us, it goes to this plug right here, and then the solid blue wire goes to this plug right here. I'm gonna finish everything up, and then we'll test it in the car. I'll show you guys how everything's working. Alright guys, so we popped those off, and now we're gonna get started with the screws. Just a little FYI, if you have an 0708 TL, you're gonna have aux, and that's where your aux port is, guys. So for your 04, 05, 06 guys who are dying for that aux port, that's where it is. Sorry, your car doesn't have it. The two screws back here, then you move on to these two screws here and here. Oh, you can't see that. Here and here. Then you move on to that one, this one, and then there's a couple more. We'll get to them. You see these screws are already missing. I could tell someone's been in this TL. I'll mess with it in the past. Let's hope there's no nightmare behind this radio. Get this screw out and that screw out, and pop this out and pop this out here. I'll give you a little demo quick. So you're gonna come in here and just pop that out like so, come in here and pop that out like so, and then we're gonna get this center piece off. In order to do that, we're gonna have to remove this trim panel, so let me show you how you do that. So this actually comes off like so, and then you can lift this up and then this trim panel can come up and around. You are going to have to shift this into neutral so you can get around it. The way to do that is just press down with your key on the quick release, which is right here, set it to neutral, and now you should be able to get this out without any problems. We just have to get these two screws out next. Alright guys, so with the automatic, it's tricky because of this ledge right here and because of this corner. You could see when someone went to take this out before, they weren't sure how to get that corner free and they ended up butchering it. So what you're going to do is you're going to get it up first, clear that, oh sorry clear that lip, and then you want to lift your parking brake. Hopefully it's loose enough to lift to allow you to maneuver this underneath it. Remember, this here has a little bit of give, so you use that to your advantage, and then you're just going to need to shift this around to free it. But it shouldn't break. Don't break it. It is able to come off, but again, I know the other videos we have on here are all manuals, so with the manual just unscrew, but with the automatic you just kind of have to play with it and shift around. So it is possible. You don't have to break anything, just be real careful. Alright guys, so that's off. Now we're getting the top off. We just pried that out. Now we got to get a screw there, screw there, screw here, and a screw there. Alright guys, so we got the radio out, and on your 0708s TLs, Type S, whatever it is, it's 0708, there's your blue plug, your 40 pin, your antenna adapter, and then if you're wondering how the vehicles with navigation look back here, there's an extra plug, that blue plug that plugs into the radio here is what runs the navigation and runs back to the trunk. But then your radio is literally the same if it's a navigation radio or non-navigation. Alright guys, so now it's time to install the ATOTO. We're just going to replace this screen first. To replace that screen, you're going to need to take it off, obviously, and then take these screws out, the bottom, and then I'll show you the next step. Alright guys, so good news and bad news. Oh, it's kind of dim here. That didn't really help. So we got the ATOTO in here, but we have a problem with the trim kit. It doesn't sit flush. Had to cut this out. So we're gonna see how this all plays up. We're going to put the car back together, but so far so good. The ATOTO is actually pretty good. Now we're going to test the navigation screen.